Hey guys, what is up? The Hill Twins are here. Back at it again
with another
video. Today we are here with Eon set 22 full deck. I'm gonna give it to him. I'll just say a quick comment. This deck is bananas. This is the list that he did use on stream. These are our first mock lists. So very powerful list to say the least, but
it's definitely gonna get up there.
Jump into it, bro.
Okay, so Fool has to activate main. So for one, in order to play Fool, you have to understand that you're gonna be playing from your Z deck. So as per game restrictions, you can only have 7 cards in your Z deck, but Fool then places cards in your Z deck to which you can play from. So that's important to know, so that you already understand how to
have another hand.
Right. So he has to activate main and allows him to draw 1 card. Then he can choose up to 1 life and add it to his hand. Then he can search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Fool or a black cumber card and place it in your Z deck face up. Then he has an Awaken that says if you have 4 or less life, draw 2 cards and flip him over. When you flip him over, he has to activate main. Draw 1 card, do the same thing we did on the Unawakened side. Search for a black Fool or a cumber and place it in your Z deck face up. And then his most interesting, he has to activate battle. Once per turn. If it's your opponent's turn, you can select one of your rested cumber cards, and that becomes the new target of attack. So if your opponent combo to 100k, and thinking that, hey, this is it, this is my game and then attack, Fool basically can change the attack target to that, and so therefore Fool's protected. So that's one built-in defense mechanism, and it's a trap door. It really forces your opponent to think about how they're going to combo their cards. They need big cards in order to really get past this, because if you have big cards with multiple swings, right, you don't really have to worry about that. But all in all, it's really powerful for defense. So that's what it is. We're going to start with the higher cards first, just because. So I do one of the secret rares. This is the secret rare cumber from the new set. It's a 40k. If your life is at 4 or less, you can pay 1 energy to play it in rest mode. While it's in rest mode, you do not take any damage. Simple as that. It's pretty nuts. Your opponent also has to worry about comboing out on certain things if you have an energy open, because lo and behold, you just snap this card in and you don't take damage. Also, he has a once per turn. If your life is at 3 or less, you can remove 2 cards from your Z deck from the game. In that case, you can take the top card of your life and place it into your top card of your deck and place it into your life. And then lastly, he has one more permanent. If he will be removed from a battle area by an opponent's skill, you may add 1 card from your life to your hand once per turn. So essentially, once per turn, he can take a life to protect himself, to stay alive. So that's that. So he's really strong. We do 1, 2, 3, 4 of the A-drop super fools. Super fools, he has Overlord. He has once per turn Overlord. He also has a limit 1 dual attack. So if you have multiple in play, only 1 can activate the dual attack. And he has an activate main, 2 energy. If your opponent has 3 or more energy and your leader card is black, play this card from your hand and then play up to 1 black cumber with an energy cost of 7 from your drop or Z deck face up. So essentially
7 or less, right?
No, just 7. So essentially he can special summon your black cumber 7 drop, which is this one. And I'll get into that in a second. And upon doing so, yeah, he has to activate battle. Once per turn, you choose up to 1 of your black cumber battle cards, and it gains Servant until the end of your opponent's turn. So Servant, it gains 10k power, and it cannot untap during your refresh phase, untap phase. So that's that. He's powerful because no matter what happens to these, he can generate a 7-drop cumber, and he's a dual attack.
That's 3 attacks for 2 energy.
Right.
You can draw 1 card after the fact.
Right.
And
now,
this card,
7-drop cumber is nuts. I love the card. It's pretty amazing. So it's an auto. When this card is played, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost lesser than or equal to the number of cards less than or equal to the number of cards in your Z deck.
Right.
Ignore barrier and send it to its warp. So this is just basically ignore barrier,
cards in loose
kill,
sense,
and you send it to the warp. Then it has auto. If you have 4 more energy and you place 1 card from under this card in your drop area, when this card attacks, it gains double strike for the battle. Then it has to activate main, limit 1 for 1 black energy. If you have 3 or more energy and you choose 1 black cumber card from your drop or warp, play this card from your hand and place the chosen card under it. So essentially, if you have 3 or more energy, you can just go tap 1 energy to bring out a 7-drop 25k that can place a card under it It's gonna clear a card, ignoring barrier. It can attack, place the card under it into the drop to gain double strike. So either way alone, just playing him is nuts. Sometimes on 3 energy, you could just go do this, special summon 1, then tap 1 to, like, it's just nuts. So yeah, he's very strong. He's a 5K card. Just one of the cards you want to see. He's pivotal to the strength of the deck.
Right.
And again, when you see these cards, you can just place them on your Z deck face up. It doesn't matter. I run 2 overarms. S is Force and Goku Beyond Limits. Most of the deck are 6 drops. And this card right here is so powerful that why not? I have decent removal. Normally I would run something like Secret Identity or Vegeta, Fame Warrior, or what have you, but it's just no need. This card is removal. This card becomes that card, so it's removal.
Right.
And this just helps me keep the card, and it's a 30K attacker. I do 4 Cumber, a Thrive in Darkness. Now, Cumber is a 10K, but he has Servant. And when he attacks, you can choose up to 1 black card with 5K combo power from your drop and combo it with his skills negated for the turn. So essentially, he becomes a 25K attacker. And he has the limit 1. If your leading card is a black full card, play this card from under a full Z battle card. So essentially, he has to be played under a full Z battle card. And then here's the next black Cumber that I play as well in that package. When he's put in play, you can select one of your opponent's battle cards and send it to their wall. So you have decent removal between this and this already so far. And again, he has Servant, and also he has a limit 1 activate main. You can play this from under a full Z battle card. So just strong attackers. They get the job done. 1 is removal, and 1 is just going to be a 25K attacker.
And builds the energy.
And builds energy, yep. 3 Cumber Furious Frenzy. I didn't have the 4th one. But this is the Cumber that was from the
set 20, right?
Yes, the Ibusane, the Cumber leader, set 20.
Yes,
I believe. Yes. So if you have 2 or more energy and your opponent has a card in play, or if your opponent has 2 or more energy and a battle card in play, you play this from your hand. He has dual attack, and essentially when he's played, I can give one of my opponent's battle cards a Servant until the end of your opponent's next turn. So this is powerful, especially against pesky cards that can attack, because essentially if it doesn't have barrier, like the Gogeta or what have you, you can just drop this for 1 energy, and you can leave it, give it Servant, so it cannot untap, therefore nullifying an attack. It's just 1 layer of defense, but it's also dual attack, 19K, which is powerful. You don't really want to place these face up on your Cumber, on your Z deck, because these are actual battle cards that you can play without any restrictions. However, sometimes it comes up and you just don't care if it goes there, because having the cards in your Z deck in order to do this becomes really, necessary.
Right.
I do 1, 2, 3 full, make it the next move. This fool says essentially for 1 energy, you can play him limit 1 by sending a Cumber card from your hand to the top of your Z deck. And then you may take a full card from the top from your Z deck face up and add it to your hand. And then when this card is played, essentially he can look at the top 5s to add up to 1 Cumber card from my hand. From my deck to my hand. So essentially he searches the secret rare and all these other Cumbers that you've seen. There is a fool that can KO warp 5 drop or less, but I have enough removal, and I felt like the search was more important. Then I do this for fool. Fool's scheme set into motion. Same thing. He has 1 limit 1. To play him, you swap a Cumber from your hand. You can place it into your Z deck face up, and then you can take a fool from your Z deck and add it to your hand. And when he's played, you simply just draw 1 card. And also, these fools cannot attack if you do not have the Z extra card in play. Okay. So you need to have the Z extra card in play. Right now, there's no real way to destroy Z extra cards, so they're gonna be in play for the most part. Then we go 4 of the SS Son Goku. Berserker Instincts. Essentially, it's a pseudo combo. And then what's so cool is that you can do this on an attack, a powerful attack, give it 10K, play it on your opponent's side of the field. And then you can play something like this from under your guy, or play this to just kill it. And so they don't really gain.
You can tap 1 for it, and it's a double strike with
Yeah.
Servant, and then you can bottom deck it with
Right.
fool.
And it is also it also gains Servant if your leading card is black. So you can play it to become a 25k double strike one drop, which is it's pretty powerful. So it does have that access. I do one Sun Gohan. This is just to send something to the warp and or free negate.
Can negate that triple strike
Yep.
or double strike.
Yep.
It's like an extra blocker negate.
I do 4 Vegetas. They're just
no other super combo is
right.
better
You're
right
going
now.
to 4 life.
That's why I
Awaken.
said sorry to add to the video, but these super combos all need to get banned.
Yeah. You're going to 4 life, so, you know, I can't do anything else. I mean, board 1 Ghost Warriors, just in case. 1 Sun Gohan, changing history, just in case. And then I do 2, I forget her name, Supreme Kai of Time, the Guardian of Space Time. She would be up. She's like the 4 if you do 4, because you can, when you're trying to be aggressive, you can dwindle your hand, as well as defending, you can dwindle your hand. But I mean, she's just so powerful, especially with the Power Burst, that it's just like, why not? These are played because Power Burst is a strong card, especially, you know, if you can regenerate your life from 4 life as well. Cards like Power Burst become a little bit more stronger, especially if your opponent is just unable to do, you know, the things that they need to do, as well as just simply generating damage. Then I do 3 Unisons. I do the SS Bardock, Spirit Resonance. It's decent. You know, this deck is not charging you to do plays turn 1 and turn 2 as much, but get out the Z card. And because the majority of the stuff is cheap between 2 energy, 1 energy, that turn 3 is really when you really, you know, can start going off. You can definitely do it sooner if you don't see this, but when you see this, it just sets it up. Your opponent has to try to deal with it, or essentially just gonna get free cards for the rest of the game unless they see a black smoke. And then what's more is that, you know, you can floodgate.
Right.
Then finally, to finish off with my extra cards, I have 2 of each. So I do 2 Support of the Dark Empire, again, being able to replenish life. I do 2 Power Burst, grabbing these, potentially grabbing that back and multiplying that if possible. 2 Petrification. It's a hard 10k, but you need it. I mean, it's a hard negate, but you need it. I do 2 Super Kamehameha in matchups where you want to stop your opponent's floodgates and you know that you are the aggressor. This card becomes really powerful. And then 2 eliminating a nuisance. Essentially what this card does is it's your leader's effect. Instead of drawing a card, you just pitch this card from your hand, search the top 5, and then you get to place a fool or a cumber, a black cumber in your Z deck face up. And then also has an activate battle for 1 energy. If your leader card is a black fool, your leader card gains 15k by sending it from your drop to your warp. So it's a 1 mana 15k combo. It comes up when you have to leave energy open and stuff like that. Then for the Z deck, I have 1 fool assembling the strong. So this fool doesn't necessarily work with the Z deck as far as being able to stack the right cumbers, but it does have barrier and it does have barrier and it does have Z stack, which means that I have a way to generate Fool's Laboratory and place it on a protected card. Fool's Laboratory is the Z extra card that we play in the deck, and it has a limit 1. You can choose one of your Fool cards, battle cards with Z stack, and you can place 1 black cumber from your Z deck face up under the chosen card. So essentially, he's going to be able to stack any of these that are on my Z deck once per turn on this. Then it has a limit 1 activate battle. You can remove this from the game and discard 1 card from your hand to play 1 6-drop cumber from your Z deck face up in rest mode. And essentially, if you have nothing in play and your opponent thinks, hey, he's tapped out, we're going for the goal, we combo out, you activate that, special summon that in rest mode, and then you can change the attack target to that. Now your opponent loses the game because they comboed everything they had, thinking that it was a dub when in fact it was an L. And then, so that's that. So because he has barrier, I can just do that, and that's a way to, you know, store stuff if your opponent doesn't have strong barrier kill.
Nice.
I do 3 of the Fu Fighting Enthusiasts. This one, when he's played, he Z stacks for 1, and then Fool's Laboratory can Z stack again. So because you run 2 different types and they both have limit 1, both of their effects can activate since they're different, and you can special summon 2 cards. in that turn, which is really powerful. 1 removal and 125k. So that's strong.
Take note. He doesn't have barrier, but he does have deflect, which is good.
Right, he has deflect, and he also this one also has deflect. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he has deflect and barrier. There.
Yeah, this one has deflect as well, so they can't stop it, which is fine. So if you're afraid that something's gonna happen to your guy, like a counter play on window 2, I mean whatever, boom. And then I do one of the Son Gokus. He's a 1-drop for 2Z energy, 15k.
He's nice.
And then if I have 3 or more energy, I can send 10 cards from my warp, from my discard pile to my warp. And essentially he gains double strike and 10k.
Yep, so 25k.
I'll remove 10 cards from my drop and warp from the game, and he gains 10k and double strike. So he becomes a 25k for a 1-drop, 25k double strike. And then I have a 1-drop Boo that can become a 1-drop 25k attacker. So that's the list right now. Yo, the deck is fun. The hands very smooth. The play lines are very smooth. You know, when it comes to attacking, you don't feel like you have to pay too much energy to create attackers between how free these guys are. If you like it, definitely give a like or a thumbs up on the video, what have you. And if there's anything you would change, add, or recommend, definitely shoot that up.
Yep.
And as always, guys,
Stay
super.